So welcome to the Denver video. So this is a continuation of the CU Anschutz Medical Center video. So this is mainly focused on my trip. And as you can see here, this is the downtown area of Denver, Colorado, which was very beautiful that day. Not too much going on during this time frame, but it looked like they actually had a convention going on. So there was people with badges on that side. And then if you go up ahead, there's some other attractions to see here up ahead. I was honestly just looking around at the different apartments that you can see here near the convention center. This is a better picture. And then over here is just more of the downtown area that we oversaw. Up ahead was a fun art exhibit that we were checking out in the area, and you'll be able to see it in a few seconds.
It's a pop music.
So you have to drum as loudly as possible to get this thing up. You have to scream in it, scream in the thing. You failed.
After we saw the art exhibit, there's the bus there, and this bus actually takes you on this street, which is considered the Denver Mall Ride bus line, and you can see the little honeycomb here. Actually, I wouldn't say little, I would say pretty big. And then over here is the pizza we tried out. And then there was more places that we were looking at in the mall ride area. And then this is the Denver, Colorado flags. And so over here we're walking towards the rest of the Colorado school. And then over here is Denver Health, which we were driving past. And then on this side here, we're going into the tunnel that takes you back underneath. And then we were going over to one of the apartments I want to check out. This is the 9 News station. And then over here is where the trees are. They were not in full bloom, obviously. Mind you, this was late March, so there wasn't a lot of greenery coming from those trees, which wasn't surprising to me. And so we just kept going and going until we kept going in circles. So here we had to go turn around because we went the wrong way. After we turned around, we were heading to one of the apartments that I was interested in looking at. Personally, I was getting really dizzy because of the elevation, so luckily I was just having one of my parents drive me at this point because the elevation was not great on my head. I will say that. This is one of the public health departments that we were passing here in the Denver area. On this side is one of the apartment complexes that I was reviewing, and it was a very nice area, I'll be very honest. And after we looked at that apartment, we were going back to the main road here in Denver, and you can see a lot of people were kind of speeding on the road, which I was honestly very surprised about. But again, not sure how the Denver culture is, but I guess people speed here too. And over here is some of the trees that we were seeing on our way to one of the museum attractions that we were checking out here. That's one of the hospitals. And then this is the hangar nearby. So the hangar is where all the airplanes are. So that's the fun part that you're about to see in a second. So once we parked, I was walking and I saw this big airplane in front of it, which was really cool, to be honest with you. I really enjoyed my time here. This is a very close shot of it. It's the U.S. Air Force plane here. And then this is the inside of that hangar, and it was really cool. They had different airplanes. And as you can see here, this is another one of the military planes that they use in operation. And then there's the helicopters here. And then over here was a closer view of some of those planes in the back of the hangar. And Yeah, you can see here U.S. Air Force. So yeah, there was a lot of Air Force planes in this hangar. And then this is more of the Air Force planes here. And then we went closer a little bit here. And so yeah, it was really nice to see all the different Air Force planes in general that they used. This is another close-up of that plane. And then there's, oh, I saw Blue Angels one. And then this one is the uniforms that they used to wear. And then over here is the aviation plane, Little Angel. This is the Douglas DC-3 here, the Frontier Airlines. And then this is the little turbines that they use. And this is the other one here. Then over here, I believe was more of a spaceship type of model here. And then over here is more planes at the top. These are the name of some of the astronauts. And then over here is more of the equipment the astronauts used. And then this is a model that they use here in Colorado of those models of those astronauts going out in the world. This is a lot of good stuff here that we got to see. There's Apollo mission stuff here. There was other spaceship stuff. They even had a simulator here, which was really cool. I felt really bad, and the reason why I muted the actual audio is because one of the parents, when we were walking through here in this astronaut area, the parent was trying to get their kid to go to the simulator, and the simulator was shaking a lot, and the kid was crying, and I felt really bad because the kid was excited at first, but when they went to the simulator, yeah. Anyway, it speaks for itself. But anyway, this is one of the areas here of the museum. And then this is the off the ground area, looks like. And then over here is more of the Frontier Airlines. If you don't know this, Frontier actually started in Colorado. And so if you notice Frontier Airlines having a lot of stopovers or just in general more flights to Denver, now you know why, because of all this stuff here. And so this is some of the other items that I saw here in the museum, which was really nice. More Frontier Airlines. So yeah, they really love Frontier here in the Colorado Denver area, which was not a surprise to me considering that they started there. And so they talk about the history of Frontier Airlines here and how the planes change over time. And this is one of the other model planes that they had here. And then this is one of the other military planes that they use with the operation, of course. And then over here is the other luxury planes that they had here, which was pretty cool. FedEx. So yeah, they had a lot of model planes and different National Guard stuff here as well. And then if you keep watching the video here, this is a continuation of the military planes they use within operation. So the operations that they conduct in the Air Force, they use these planes here. So it was really cool to be able to stand there and look at all the history that Colorado had to hold in conjunction with all the other chapels that were near it. And so this is the outside of the hangar here. And over here is a continuation of the outside area here. And then we were trying to head to a mall here. And you're going to find this funny. The mall actually has a funny Target that you're about to see. This is the tower we saw, but I'll let this video speak for itself. If I go to school, I'll go Super Target anytime. Super Target.
Maybe we're gonna have super carts too. Super Target.
I've never seen that ever in my life. That is so funny.
Excellent. What animal is that? That's cute. What animal is that? Its ears.
Look at this Target, guys. Got Starbucks, a deli, a bakery, a meat shop. It's like a whole grocery store, but like super, I guess. It's so cool. Look at that. Look, they even have turkey sandwiches and stuff. This is like Safeway.
Look at the pizza.
That's funny. That's so cool. That's so cool.
I used like 3 or 4 banana boxes already. So then I was like, alright, I'll just save this and get it later.
Krispy Kreme donuts. $2.19 though.
They have a good, look at that little dessert.
Yeah, that's cool. Look at that. $4.29. Lucky Strike. Let's go check that out.
So for those of you who are not familiar with Lucky Strike, so Lucky Strike is actually kind of like Dave & Buster's, where they have all these arcade games, all this bowling, also very similar to Round 1, and they have all of these attractions that you can visit there. I was surprised because even though it was a Saturday, it was not busy, probably because it wasn't peak hour yet, but you can see all the different arcade games here that were very, very cool to see. They had little ducks here, and then on the outside of the Lucky Strike you can see this whole mall here that you can check out that wasn't too far from the airport. It had a lot of different restaurants you can check out here. And then if you go up ahead on this side, there were some other restaurants, so we were trying to park and check out this peach cobbler place, which was good. And then after that we just walked around the mall a little bit more, and then we saw some other fun activities on the way.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh. Shit. Jeepers. Go. Alright, I'll go back. Go back all the way. And then go front. Go all the way up. And then go around. I gotta go up. You have to turn. Turn more. That was not good. There you go.
I got 3.
2.
So unfortunately after the mall, it started raining like crazy in Denver, and when it rains in Denver, it really rains. Like, I'm telling you, the reason why the camera got really blurry here is because the rain was so strong that the camera couldn't even focus on one object here. And here is one of the Broadway diners that my mom and I wanted to check out here. Here's a close-up of the type of food that we saw here, and this is more of a picture style of it. Yummy food. And over here is our way back to the airport, and this time the lights aren't glowing like it did in the nighttime. I like the glowing lights of the nighttime. Those are pretty cool. But as you can see here, it was pretty cloudy and rainy from all of that. And then on the way here, you can see that the road was pretty wet at that time. And then there's a train taking us back to our gate. And then this is the plane taking us off and heading us back over to San Jose. Our flight was slightly delayed because the pilots, or I think it was actually the flight attendants, were on the other side of the airport, and they had to run all the way to the other side of the airport. I don't know why Denver airport is so big, but it is. And so this is a glimpse of our takeoff from Denver. I got really sad leaving because I really did enjoy my time there. But the one thing I will say, which was a big con for me, was the elevation sickness. So if you're going to go there, be prepared for that, because that elevation sickness is no joke. And this is our descent into San Jose. Thank you for watching.